Recording. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Super Saturday Training. We are so blessed today. We have a very special guest. Before we get started, I wanted to share a little bit about myself and why I'm here with Jeunesse. I got introduced to the industry, oh gosh, it's been like over 20 years ago, and had the opportunity to really see the magic and power of this industry. And unfortunately, the company ended up not having a solid foundation like Jeunesse does, and moved into another direction. Since then, I've been able to coach and help thousands of businesses globally. I've written best-selling books, produced major conferences, bringing people in from all around the world to work in the spirit of collaboration and community and help them grow their business. And what I really love about Jeunesse, first off, we have remarkable leadership. Sherry and Rika, who introduced me, they are all about community and doing business from the heart. So it was just a no-brainer when Rika called, and her patience. You guys have heard me say this before, I love how patient she was, because, being really busy and working the business, my business at the time, it was her patience and her love and connecting with Sherry that got me really excited. And then the products and the stem cell and the leadership. And when I got to go to the corporate office in Orlando and see how solid the company was, I was so impressed. And so on the Super Saturday trainings, if this is your first time or new to this, you can go back to the replays and you can see we go into a lot of the marketing tools that they have. I've been able to garner millions of dollars in free press. And when I saw the tools that Jeunesse put together and the investment that they've made for us, it just makes it so simple to use their system to be able to grow. So I feel really honored, Sherry, that you allow me to come and be a part of your Super Saturday training. Rika, thank you for your patience. And with that, Sherry, did I cover everything before I turn it over to you?
That was perfect. And thank you so much, Shannon. And it is an equal honor to have you part of the team. And like I said earlier, when we were just all getting a chance to chat, I am so excited. I feel like a little kid at Christmas time, because when I heard that this person was joining us as part of our Jeunesse family and was going to be president of North America, first person I called was Rika. I was so excited. And like she said, I talked for 10 minutes about this person because I met her when she was 19 years old. I'm up on stage, and what I do is when I'm teaching, I'm scanning the crowd. I'm looking for people that are, one, paying attention, two, have the desire. You can actually feel it in them. And I just remember this beautiful young girl in the back row, and she was tough. I'm going to tell you something. Like, some people just jump all in and they're all excited about life and all this, but she was observing, and that, I love observers. I love people that just don't buy anything. They get in, they observe everything, they look at everything, and that's the way she was the first time I met her. And the more I got to know her, I was like, this woman has got something. And I followed her career, and we worked together in a company for a little bit, and so she has field experience. And that's something that a lot of corporate people have never actually got their hands dirty, meaning get in there and work the business and know what it's like to make that first phone call and take a person from a brand new newbie all the way to becoming successful. And this woman has done that, and I've watched her go from being a distributor to owning a company. And I like I said, I don't want to take too much of her thunder, because she's got such a great story, and I want you to hear it from her. And this call, our Saturday trainings are for us, they're more casual. They're not, this is for the distributors, but this is for you to be able to share with other people too, because there's a lot of people out there, when they hear Betty Perez's story, they will get inspired, and especially the Latin market, which I'm so excited about being able to tap into. I mean, just being able to have somebody not only that speaks perfect English, but speaks exceptional Spanish. I was listening to her translate Fabian, and even the way she says Fabian's name, it's I'm gonna have her say it because it's way better than I say it. I'm definitely typical American, but I, with great honor, introduced to you someone that I watched since she was a young girl become this beautifully talented charismatic woman and so much power. In fact, I didn't tell you this, Betty, but I watched you in Korea when you opened up that country up on stage, and I was like, yes. So I've been watching you for a long time. So I just want to thank you
Wow.
for joining us. And Betty, will you share with everyone why you came to Jeunesse? Because this is so important to us that everyone understands. There's a lot of people first time network marketing on this call that have never been in the industry, that don't even understand how fortunate they are to have a company like Jeunesse. So I'm going to turn the call to you, Betty. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Sherry and Shannon and the entire team for having me on today. It is an honor to be here with all the leadership, as well as everybody watching here this Zoom, Facebook Live today. I just want you to know I really feel grateful, because ultimately, anytime that we have an opportunity to share stories and to just talk and conversate and be communal, it's, I take it as a huge responsibility, because truly you just never know who's watching. You never know what's going to be said, or that one thing that, that we can say that can just create a completely different mindset and just shift your paradigm and perspective. And that's my goal here today. My goal in being on this live and being on the Zoom and all the different platforms and technology that we're on. I simply want to, first of all, just let you know, for everybody that's watching, I want to congratulate you for making the time, because you are in business for yourself. You are a business owner, and part of being successful as a business owner and anything in life, as they say, is you just got to show up. You got to do the activity and do the activity and do the activity again and again, and master that mundane in order to have success. And being on these lives, being on these trainings is it's a part of that. So gosh, I know we've got an exciting lineup today, and I'm just honored that I get to have these next couple of minutes with you, just to share with you how incredible this company is, how incredible Jeunesse is, because truly, I say it all the time, Jeunesse is a force in this industry. Everybody knows of Jeunesse, and it's for a reason. Sure, we can talk about the success, in terms of just stats and numbers, but you can look that up online. I mean, just type it in Google and you're going to see, yes, Jeunesse is in over 100 countries. Yes, Jeunesse has won over 800 prizes and has helped, it's a worldwide force. But what the reason why I'm here, Sherry, is, after having been in this industry for over a decade, it's been 12 years, almost 13 years, here soon, Jeunesse is something that when I met the people in Jeunesse, it just struck a chord with me. It was like I just found a group of people in which not only did we speak the same language, but we just, had the same mindset. We had the same heart, and it was absolutely incredible. I just, I'm sure everybody has experienced it at one point, when you just, you're sitting with somebody and everything just makes sense and everything just clicks, and that's exactly what it was for me. And, as I share with you a little bit about my story, everything will make a little bit more sense, at least from my perspective. But, as Sherry said, I got started in this industry when I was almost 18 years old. I grew up in Southern California. It was just my mom and my sister. That was it. My mom was my father. She was my everything. My sister is my best friend, and she's like a second mother. And, my mom, she did a lot to really make sure that in life we were set up. If you were to take a look at, where it came from, and, the fact that we did not come from a lot of money, the things that I have experienced, statistics would say that's not really what Betty was supposed to experience. And that's what, leads me to this industry, because it was this industry that has allowed me to live a life that I only dreamt of, when you're at sleep at night, when you're a young kid and you're thinking of what your life's going to be. And, but when you wake up, the reality might look completely different. And you're thinking, I just don't know how that's ever going to happen. But the thing is, my friend, for all of us watching, all we ever want in life, all we ever need, at least for me, it's just a shot. It's just an opportunity. It's just a way to say, you know what, I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to put the time in. I'm going to put the effort in. And if I do those things, do I just have a shot? And there's so many things in life and places where sometimes that's not a possibility, where you really don't necessarily have that shot in a certain situation. But, I'm here to tell you that if you look, and by the way, you have found, for those of us watching, if you look, you will always find a way where you can truly go out there and live the life that you only dreamt of and have your shot, And so when I was, as I was sharing with you, growing up in California, in Orange County, California, one day I got a phone call from a friend, somebody who I hadn't really even spoken to in a long time. Matter of fact, I had just graduated high school, and from my first high school, there was a gentleman by the name of John Gleason, and he's the one who gave me a call 4.5 years later, or however long. I was on my way to college, San Francisco State University, and he gives me a call and says, "Hey, Betty, I want you to take a look at this opportunity." Right before college, I had never had a job, and my mom had put me through private school my entire life. So I wasn't allowed to get a job because my job was, my studies and my work, and getting good grades. So, when he says, "Hey, look, I have this opportunity for you," I'm kind of a little bit of a busy bee. I like to stay active, and I didn't have a lot going on that summer. So I said, "Sure, I'll come and take a look at it." And, little did I know that that would be the day that changed the rest of my life. It was July 7th, 2007. So, I'm not necessarily, totally big on certain numbers, but sometimes you have to look, you have to look at things like, wow, 777, there's probably something to it. Right. So, anyway, so I get started that day, and I will be honest with you. I was 17 years old. I had no experience in business. And as they say, I had no business being in business. I had no clue what was going on. And I didn't know what I was signing up for, to be honest with you. I had no clue. But the reason why I got started was because the people in the room were just fired up. They were excited. They were passionate. And, looking around just different examples and individuals, it's not like people, went to their jobs every day excited and fired up. And, I just said, wow, there's got to be something here. And then later that night, there was a training, and the gentleman that was speaking that day, who became an incredibly great friend of mine, he's a mentor of mine. He was talking about The Law of the Lid by John C. Maxwell. If you haven't read this book, I definitely recommend you read this book. It's the 21 Laws of Leadership. And I just remember sitting there, being just young and starting to hear this personal development. And I just thought, wow, like I've never heard of these things before, and I had gone to these private schools my entire life. And so, my mom, myself, everybody, we took a lot of pride in what I was learning, but I just thought, how come I've never learned anything like this before? This makes a lot of sense. And, the law of the lid is an incredible, leadership point that, we won't get into right now. I was about to go there, but I was like, no, we'll skip over that part. We'll come back to that on another Super Saturday. But I got started, and and it was incredible. For the next 2 years, I was a distributor. I was part of 2 different companies that are on the DSN list, and I was able to, make a living through it and help a lot of people. And it was incredible. It really, really was. But in 2010, I had the opportunity to find some products that I thought would do really great in the industry of direct sales. And, there was something about me that was looking, and it was searching, and it was searching. And when I found these products, I just thought, wow, this is a way that I can really bring things full circle. And so long story short, as Sherry shared, I had the opportunity to start my own company with 2 other individuals. I'm very proud of that company. It still exists today. It's on part of the DSN 100 as well. I was there for about 10 years. It went all over the world, but I was very young when I started that company. And over the course of time, while I've been able to be very proud of what was done, and I have nothing but love and great feelings towards, my experience, it's so funny, but in life, so you're going to take pivots, you're going to take turns, but at the end of the day, here's what always happens. The dots always connect. There's this famous quote by Steve Jobs that I completely live my life by. It really helps to put things in perspective for me. And he says that, ultimately in life, we always want to look forward and we want to connect the dots. We want to see how things are going to turn out. And many times we feel that we've got life figured out, that everything's going to go according to plan. And then things happen, coronavirus happens, the pandemic happens, and we were on a high and we were in momentum. And suddenly we have to start from scratch. We have to start from, ground zero. And what he says is that these interruptions in life, he calls them dots, right? These moments in life that sometimes seemingly are just, disastrous. And I don't know how I'm going to get out of this situation. He says, look, you have to have faith that the dots will always connect. You have to have faith that, just believe in God, whatever it is that's going to give you that faith to push forward, to carry on. Because when you look back, you're going to see how these moments, and some of these moments, sometimes we classify them as interruptions, that when you connect these dots, it's going to draw the picture of your life. And that is going to be an incredible picture, should you believe so. And so, for me, there was a moment in time where, I never thought that I would have the opportunity to be a part of a company like Jeunesse. But again, the dots always connect. And when I had the opportunity to, meet the founders of Jeunesse, I'll tell you what, they are just incredible human beings. I mean, they are the salt of the earth. I can tell you a lot of great things about their business acumen, but again, you can Google that and success speaks for itself. What I want to share with you is that these are people that just care. These are people that, they respect, experience, they respect leadership, and they just have a heart for distributors. Everything they do is with the distributor in mind. I can't tell you how many times I've had conversations, whether it be with Wendy or Scott or Randy, and, it always comes back to, well, how is that going to affect the newest person getting started? How is this going to affect our directors and above? And of course, they have a love for this industry, and they have a love for you. And so everything that is done, every promotion, every new program in the company is done with the intent of the distributor in mind all the time. And so, you fast forward to this year, and now I have this incredible opportunity, to serve the Jeunesse as the president of North America, and it's absolutely mind blowing to me, because when I look back to where I started and how I got started, I mean, there's never, like I said, when I think about the beginnings of my career, it's a lot of people would have said, hey, Betty's not going to, one day be the president of North America. Betty one day isn't going to help co-found a company that's on the DSN list, and there was a moment in time when I probably would have said the same thing. I don't know that I could do it. But, what I will tell you is that if you keep the faith, okay, and you have a bulletproof mindset, and I want to talk a little bit about that here in just a second, but if you've got a bulletproof mindset and you put the work in, you put the activity in and you build a game plan, you too can have success, especially in an industry like network marketing, and especially with a company like Jeunesse. This is a company that has been around for over a decade. It's a company that has helped so many people worldwide. But yet every day, what I can tell you is that, the team, my team, everybody at Jeunesse, we're thinking like it's day one. Okay. It is day one. No matter how much success has been had, it is day one, because ultimately now we have the blessing of having had over a decade of experience, of having had over a decade of saying, okay, we've really put together a roadmap that we know can help people have success. But, at the end of the day, we haven't arrived. We haven't arrived until you, the person, watching this live, says, you know what, I did what I want to do because of Jeunesse. You see, we know that times, especially this year, has been completely unprecedented. It's times have been tough. We realize that. And I can't tell you how we're thinking about next year and making sure that we make it the best year yet, especially considering everything that has happened this year, and, I want to talk a little bit about, especially during tough times, how do you keep the faith? How do you push through? Because it's, when we read it on books or you're hearing it today, it could be easy to say, oh gosh, Betty, but you don't know my situation. It's been really tough. And my friend, I know that it has. I know that the going has not been easy this year. And one of the things that, I've done in life, I can only share what I've done, the way I view things, right? And there's so many ways to approach this, but I've never necessarily been that person, that is just, let's just say brave. That is, let's just say fearless. A lot of people many times said, Betty, but you went and you did this and you did that. And like, gosh, you must have this gutso and this bravado about you. And, I always laugh because I'm like, you know what? I can't tell you how many times, I think every single time, if for example, right now, as I'm speaking, or if I'm on a stage or whatever it is that I'm doing, I would say that the nervousness never goes away. And I always have this sense of, okay, what am I going to say? And how are we saying? And is it, really coming through the right way? And I've learned to appreciate those nerves, because I also heard that when you're doing things that are important, you're going to be nervous. And that makes sense, right? So if you're ever feeling those nerves, if you're ever feeling just a little bit scared, that's okay. Just know that you're doing something important. And what I personally have done in life is, there's actually a verse in the Bible that says, take courage. It doesn't say be courageous. It doesn't say be brave. And I'm not that the rest of the chapter went on to talk about this, but I had this moment in life where I just said, you know what? It's true. We're not necessarily born brave. We're not necessarily born courageous. Maybe there's some out there of you that are, but for me, that wasn't necessarily the case. But what I can do is I can take courage. I want you to imagine that courage is on a table, right? And you can just go and you can take it. It doesn't mean necessarily that it's innately in you, but everybody has the ability to take it and to say, you know what, this moment in time, it is tough. It is hard. I am a little bit scared. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. But what I can tell you, at least has worked for me, is I always say, you know what? I'm going to take courage and I'm going to power through, right? And I'm going to do my very best today. I'm going to go in there prepared. I'm going to go in there with the plan and I'm going to execute. And yes, the feelings of nervousness are there, but ultimately, we're going to power through it and we're going to see how it goes. And that has, I've been very grateful for that mindset. I think it has allowed me to live through some moments and power through some moments that, otherwise I wouldn't have. And ultimately, again, as we look back, we can see that when we take on, these moments in life, these challenging times, and we power through them with, not just this bravado, but with the plan and with faith and with, great leaderships as we have on this live today, you will be successful. It's you got to go for it. And so, I just wanted to come here today and tell you, look, you are at the best place at the best time. Jeunesse is more excited than it's ever been. I mean, there is an enthusiasm with every single, executive, with the team, with the leadership. As I'm talking to everybody, we are all excited about 2021. We know it's been tough, but you know what? What we're doing is we're pressing the reset button. We're saying it is time to redefine ourselves. It's time to innovate. And yes, while we've had incredible success and it's easy to say, you know what, we're gonna continue doing what we're doing because it's worked out for us. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, look, even though we've had success and the things that we've done have clearly worked, we are not content with just staying where we are with the status quo. We're here to innovate, redefine, and we've got an incredible plan for what's coming in the next 12 months. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and we want you to be a part of it. We need you to be a part of it, and ultimately, I just want to close out with this. You see, you have a story that you have to share. You just never know. You absolutely never know which story it's going to be that does it for somebody. You see, there's somebody right now that is waiting to hear what you've been through, where you were born, where you came, your struggles, your challenges, that ultimately it's going to be the story that they relate with. And it's stories that ultimately change our lives. It's stories that ultimately give us the inspiration to, power through. And, right now at the company here at Jeunesse, we have an incredible promotion. It's called Sapphire Success. And it is a promotion that is very generous. It is very lucrative. And ultimately it focuses on being, on achieving a position that is very, very, important here at Jeunesse. It's the position of Sapphire, as we all know, or if you're brand new, I'm gonna share with you. In order to get to this position, you have to go out there and help 12 people change their lives. 12 people achieve the first position in the company, which is called executive. And it's very simple. It's simply you introducing 2 individuals, one to your left team and one to your right team, each of you getting active. And that'll in essence make you qualified. It'll promote you to the first position in the compensation plan called executive, right? And if you can help 12 people do that, not only is the company going to reward you through our compensation plan that is very rich, that has been obviously created many success stories over the last 11 years, but we're also saying, you know what? We want to make this a December to remember. We want to make this the best month for you yet. We know it's been a tough year. And so here's the deal. We're going to give you $1,500 on top of everything else. Okay. And by the way, when we first drafted this promotion, the bonus was just $1,000. But the founders said, you know what? We really want to make this extra special. And they added, $500 to it, making it a total of $1,500. And so, to achieve this position, you simply have to have 3,200 in personal group volume. And I'll just put it to you very simply. If you go out there and you have 12 executives, okay, everybody getting qualified, everybody getting active, you're going to hit these requirements. So it's very simple. The company is rewarding you and giving you a bonus for what you want to do anyway. And the reason why I say you want to do this anyway is because Sapphire is a very critical position in the company. Once you become a Sapphire and you help other people become Sapphires, you are on your way to the director ranks and above. You're on your way to becoming a diamond in the company, to experiencing the entire compensation plan and experiencing a lifestyle that's second to none. You see, here at Jeunesse, we know we know how difficult it can be to go out there and to get a customer to, bring on a new distributor. We know the challenges it can take, and we want to show you our gratitude and our appreciation. And so therefore, we've built an entire lifestyle and rewards around, not just the compensation plan, but so much more. So, we have everything we need to make 2021 an incredible year. The only thing you have to do is choose yourself. You have to choose yourself to be that next story that Jeunesse is talking about. You have to choose yourself to be that next story that's going to go out there and be a force and change so many people's lives. And I'm here to tell you, look, when I was 18 years old, starting in this industry, I had no idea that I would, be able to have the success that I have. And it is, it's a story that can inspire so many people. And I just know that you have it too. So choose yourself today and choose yourself now. You've got the best company, you've got incredible leadership, and we are all cheering for you to go out there and make it happen. So with that said, Sherry, I'm so excited you had me on. I admire you. I love you. You are a legend in this industry, and we appreciate you so much more. And I am honored to partner with you and the rest of the leadership to make Jeunesse continue to help Jeunesse be the company that it is and take it to even new heights. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Betty. And oh, wow. Can everybody, woohoo, chat? That was amazing. And now you understand why I'm like a little kid. So excited to have her on board, because I know the possibilities. I know what she can do with North America to help all of us. And, just to have you on this call and taking this much time, we're going to call it a wrap, because there's nothing else that we can say after what you just shared with all of us. We're so thankful. And, let's open up the call and let everybody say goodbye to Betty and thank her for such a great Super Saturday training.
Thank you, Betty. That was awesome.
Yes, Betty, that was.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
I'm
Betty.
excited to be on. It's an honor. Thank you so much.
There's George. We have our diamond leader. George is on the call.
George, how are you, my friend?
Say Fabian's name the way you say it. It's so beautiful.
Fabian Rios.
Fabian Rios. It's so much better
Fabian
when you say
Rios.
it. And thanks to George for bringing him on board with us, because that's going to expand, just explode the Latin market around the world.
Yes.
Thank you, Betty. It was
Absolutely.
awesome. Thank you very much. Very
And then
inspiring.
Dr. Rodriguez
Thank
has joined us too. She's amazing.
Betty,
Well, thank you, everyone. And Sean's one of our youngest. He's going to be one of our future diamonds. He's up there. He's Rika's son. He's just joined us. Say hi to
Amazing.
Sean.
Thank you, Betty. Amazing call.
Alright, thank you. Thank you for being here. I love your youth and your energy, and I can't wait to see you as a sapphire and a diamond. We're waiting on you, buddy.
All right.
All right, everyone, let's call it a wrap. Thank you, Shannon, for running the call.
Thank you. Blessings, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.